Today we're talking about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, and I think to yours as well. When I was a little kid, I remember that my parents were so strict with me about doing my homework. I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't play with my friends, I couldn't even have desserts until I finished my homework. And that's because they knew a secret. That education is the key to success. And that is a value that I truly believe and I truly know because I've experienced how education can change the opportunities that we have in life. Today, we're talking about how you can study in an English-speaking university, whether that's in the US, Canada, or another English-speaking country, and not have to take the IELTS or the TOEFL test. There is a really exciting alternative that I've found out that will help you to hack the system. And you know, I'm all about doing things smarter, not harder. So I'm going to explain how this works and how you can take advantage of this loophole in the system. If it's your first time here, then let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Gabby and I'm an American English teacher from GoNaturalEnglish.com. For many years, I helped foreign students to prepare to apply to universities in the United States. So I helped them prepare for tests like the TOEFL and the IELTS, write their application essays and fill out their applications, get letters of recommendation, and every single part of the application process. So I know this process quite well, and I know test prep quite well. I used to teach TOEFL prep and IELTS prep. But there is something even better that I recently found out about. It's a new test called the Duolingo English Test, or the DET. I'm going to tell you a little bit later at the end of this video about why you might consider taking this test, whether you are ready to study in a university tomorrow, or maybe it's just a dream that you have for a few years down the road. Did you know that there are over 1 million foreign students studying in the United States? It is a huge dream for many, and it's something that can really change your life. The experience of study abroad is like nothing that you could read in a textbook. And in fact, I'm very lucky that I had the experience to study abroad. I'm originally from the United States, but I studied abroad in the Dominican Republic and in Brazil. And then I went to teach English abroad in Japan. So I know how living, studying, and working abroad can truly change your life for the better and give you more opportunities. It's a kind of experiential education. And so when you can study in another country, you get both academic education and cultural and experiential education. It is powerful. You'll make new friends, have new internship and career opportunities, travel to new places, learn new languages, and open your mind to the world when you can study abroad. For many people, study abroad feels like something really difficult or impossible to attain or to reach. But what I'm excited about is to tell you that it doesn't have to be difficult, it doesn't have to be expensive, and it can be possible for you. There are better ways than the more traditional ways you might already know about. So make sure that you watch until the end because I'm going to explain exactly how you can reduce your cost, reduce your time, reduce your stress, and achieve the dream of study abroad. I'll also share a way that you can take some free practice tests to determine your current English level. So if you're in doubt whether your current English level is good enough to study abroad or how much you should improve before considering studying abroad, then you definitely want to try these practice tests. When I studied abroad in the Dominican Republic, I had to take a language test upon arrival. So I was already there before I even knew what level classes I would be allowed to take. And funny enough, I also did something where I took the test pretending to be an English learner so that I could see what their process was for testing English levels of their English learner students. And I'm not sure that they believed me that I was a Spanish speaker pretending to be an English learner, but it was interesting to see behind the scenes of their process. But let me tell you, nowadays it is much easier to take a test like this, a test of your English level, online. So it's a huge challenge for many English learners to have to go take a test in person. Just like when I told you when I studied abroad and I couldn't take a level of Spanish test until I arrived at the university. Can you imagine how nervous I was and worried that I wouldn't test high enough to actually take classes at the university, but I was already there? Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. There is definitely a better way. But this is after years and years of so many people having a big challenge trying to take the TOEFL or the IELTS in person. I mentioned that I used to help foreign students prepare to take the IELTS, TOEFL, and apply for universities. Now, they would tell me that it was very challenging logistically to schedule their test, usually months in advance, to actually have to go to the testing center at a specific time, to take hours to complete the test, usually 3 hours, and sometimes having to travel to another city, especially if they're not in a very big city to begin with. Also, the cost. So regular, more well-known tests like the IELTS or TOEFL usually cost, I think, around $200 to $400 to take the test. And many of my old students would take these tests 3 to 4 times. So they were looking at $1,000 roughly before they had the adequate result that they needed to get into the university where they wanted to study. But you don't have to worry about this. There is a better way. By the way, have you ever taken the IELTS or the TOEFL? If you have and you'd like to share your score, tell me in the comments what it was and what was the most challenging part of the test for you. I know for many English learners, it is the speaking part of the test or maybe the listening. Let's talk now about how to hack the system, how to take advantage of or to benefit from some kind of alternative means to get into an English-speaking university abroad. I mentioned in a previous video earlier this year that there's a way, actually a way that I also got into university. It's a great hack that many people do to get into university more easily and save a ton of money, and that is to study first in a 2-year community college in the US or the English-speaking country where you want to study. So I did this. I fulfilled 2 years of college classes in a community college, and then I transferred into a 4-year university, and I saved roughly 50% of my tuition that way because I got a ton of credits at a lower price. You see, 2-year institutions are more affordable than 4-year institutions. But you can work your way in the back door, so to speak, by starting at a 2-year institution and then transferring to a 4-year institution, even though you started out with a lower test score. But here's the thing, this advice may be slightly outdated, and I wanted to give an update for 2021, which is instead of traveling to an English-speaking country, enrolling in a 2-year institution and taking that risk, nowadays it is much, much better if you can do this all online without travel, without risking your time and money going abroad first. Let's do this online with the Duolingo English Test, the DET. The DET is accepted by over 2,000 accredited 4-year institutions, including highly competitive universities like Yale, Bowdoin, and Columbia, and many, many more interesting institutions. You can take it 100% online and you don't have to wait to schedule it far in advance. The cost is affordable at only $49 compared with over $200 per test for the TOEFL or the IELTS. And get this, you can take it over and over, and you can report your score to as many institutions as you want. They don't charge to report your score separately to each institution. This saves you a ton of money. It's also shorter, and therefore some would say easier than other tests, simply because it's much less stressful to sit for this 1-hour test versus 3 hours for other tests, and you get your results in 2 days versus 2 weeks for other tests. Who doesn't like faster results? Even though the DET is short at 1 hour, it measures integrated skills, speaking, reading, listening, writing, all with an adaptive test. That means that it gives you questions that are specific to you and right for your level. The speaking portion of the test takes advantage of technology, where you're speaking to the computer, which can be a lot less intimidating than having to speak face-to-face with a real live person. And writing prompts ask you to describe something or to share your opinion, like describe the home you live in. Or some people say teenagers have lost their moral values. What do you think? And these questions are really more practical, more familiar, things that you might talk about in everyday conversations, and therefore they measure your true functional fluency much better than a test that only asks you highly academic questions. If you're thinking that you might want to try out the DET, well, I highly suggest that you start with a free practice test. And let me give you 6 quick tips for success on your DET tests. The first one, of course, is to try a practice test. I'm going to place the link to a free practice test in the description. You can also go to gonaturalenglish.com/DET for Duolingo English Test. You can practice your speaking by jumping on a video call on Zoom or Skype with an English-speaking friend. Or even better, if you don't have someone to practice speaking with, practice by recording yourself speaking, maybe on your smartphone or your computer, and then listen to yourself. How do you sound? Do you think that you're easy to understand? Could you use more varied vocabulary? Where do you think you could improve? Listening to yourself is a great, easy and free way to improve your speaking skills. Practice by reading every day, something that you enjoy in English, maybe the news or maybe short stories. This is important because on the DET test, they ask you to distinguish between real and made up or fake vocabulary words. You'll also need to be strong in your spelling, and so reading every day is a great way to build those skills. You can work on your listening skills with dictation exercises. And if you'd like, I will make a dictation exercise for us to practice here together. Just let me know in the comments if you would like that kind of listening practice video, and I'll be sure to make it. Just let me know. Practice your writing skills by journaling for a few minutes each day. It doesn't have to take a long time or be difficult. Simply write about something that's enjoyable to you, something familiar. Describe the room you're sitting in, or the town in which you live, or describe your opinion about a hot topic or something that people might disagree about. These writing prompts will really help you prepare for a great answer and a great score on the DET. And if you can, have a teacher or a friend check your writing. For me, it's really fun taking practice tests because I like to measure my skills. And so many of my English students have been asking me, how can I measure my English level? How do I know my current English level? Like, really what it is. Because sometimes levels in different English schools are really different. So the DET can be a good levelizer to know where you stand, where your skills and your level is really at. So I highly recommend that you take the free practice test. You have nothing to lose. Again, you can go to gonaturalenglish.com/DET, click on Take a Test, and it will allow you to create a free account and to take a free practice test. Whether you're looking to study in an English-speaking university very soon, or it might be something down the road that you are possibly interested in, why not open the door to that opportunity today? I highly recommend you take a free practice test, and it can also help you if you are not planning to study in a university, but you want to prove your English level, maybe on your resume or as part of your CV or application for something else, like an advanced degree or a career opportunity. If you have already taken the DET, or if you plan to take it in the future, let us know in the comments. I would love to hear from you if this is something that you've already heard of, or if you think it might be a fun and easy way to test out your English level. Now, one last thing before you go. This week at Go Natural English, we have a very special offer to join our Fluent Communication course for Black Friday. Next week is the popular Black Friday sale in the United States, and we're taking part to offer you an opportunity to join the Fluent Communication course. If you go to gonaturalenglish.com/BF for Black Friday, I'll give you all the details about what the course is, how it works, and our special promotion so that you can start the course now and improve your fluency for next year. And this is something that you can do in tandem at the same time as you take your Duolingo English test. The course will help you to advance your skills to get a better score. So I highly recommend that you learn about how you can use both to strengthen your English skills and open those doors of opportunity to study abroad or to prove your English level for any opportunity in your life with English. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe here for more news, tips, and updates on English fluency for you. Have a wonderful day. You are doing great. Do not give up on yourself, your English skills, and don't be shy to just jump into a practice test and try it today. There is nothing to lose. It's free, and it's a great way to just see where you are at today. So really, you don't need to study before you take your first practice test. I would use this to gauge or measure or know what your level is right now. So let's do it and let me know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.